Jim and I are very important, and we're wearing the same clothes we were wearing last week.
It's important.
Because this was recorded a week ago, because we're both traveling and we're on assignment. Welcome to Kennedy Saves the World, Kennedy along with Jimmy Failla. So, Jimmy, you had a great game on your show, Fox News Saturday Night with Jimmy Failla 2 Saturdays ago.
Oh. Are you talking about drug deals on wheels?
Drug deals on wheels, I thought was fantastic.
Well, you tried telling that to legal.
There were some tough
You said it was a great game. Legal back said, no, I can't.
But it made me wonder, who is your favorite disgraced athlete?
Okay, we need to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, and thank you for bringing it up. Of all the people who got caught juicing, like obviously the Lance Armstrong is the best one because he made $1 billion selling bracelets and did have the audacity to deny doing drugs, which, as we said on the show, the ball of this guy, okay? Forgive me. Okay, but in terms of favorite dopers, I actually like, because I grew up in a baseball house, I like the Barry Bonds one.
I love Barry Bonds.
And this is
as a Giants fan, because I do love the Giants.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I love the Yankees most of all, but I love, in the National League, I love the Giants.
Think about this. Roger Maris has a home run record that stands for 35 years. No one comes close. Barry Bonds hit 73. But not only does he get bigger, his head grew.
His head grew.
In his adult life. And his trainer.
And his little nutlet shrank.
I've been told. His trainer, Greg Anderson, talk about loyalty.
Can confirm.
Kept going to jail instead of giving up the ghost on what went on. So I loved that story because he was out there breaking records. Everybody hated him. But they also, because baseball is such a stat-centric medium, had to come out for the little celebrations. Like, oh, he did it again. Yeah. As he's running around the base with an actual needle in his arm. It was great. So I liked the cartoonery of that era. I thought it was great. Did you have a famous drug-using athlete?
I mean, I love Lance Armstrong because I still maintain he is the biggest asshole in sport. Like, he's such a jerk. He's so arrogant, but by far the most talented.
Yeah.
And the thing that makes me mad about the Lance Armstrong story is, like, I was always like, good for him. Like, suck it to him. But then I was like, everyone was doing what he was doing.
Everyone in the Tour de France.
Every single person.
What?
And it's like, they have to vacate his entire era.
Yeah.
Not just his victory, because they were all doing it.
Yeah, but I love
He was just better at it, and he had people who were more loyal to him.
They were allegedly blood doping by flying to other countries at the end of a race to get those centrifuges to blood dope out there. I mean, so the level of commitment to that. But I think the bigger point you make, which is so funny, is like they're like, we're not giving it to this guy because he was on human growth hormone. We're going to give it to the second place finisher on Winstrol. And that's like, that's the point. Either take it all out or let it all go. And that's why Barry Bonds' record should almost stand, because everyone he was competing against was probably on steroids.
Everyone was juicing.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
So it was funny because when that list came out, there was a kid on the list that I went to high school with.
Really?
And I know this because he has a very unique name. And he was also, like, his brother was my obsession in high school and when I was at MTV, like, to the point where when I was at MTV, I would talk about him on TV.
I love this.
And he was the state championship winning quarterback from our high school.
Oh, wow. I'm kind of into him now.
He went to Notre Dame. Like, he was a big, big deal. And so, and I would talk about him on MTV. And his sister knew one of my coworkers. And my coworker came up to me and was like, his sister just called me, stop talking about him. It's really uncomfortable for the family.
I love
But his brother was on that list. And I was like, good job, buddy. You made it.
I love this so much. I know you can't name him now, but that's amazing. Listen, the whole idea that we went through this cartoon era of pro sports where everybody was doing everything, I think created the illusion that we're out of it. But we're probably in it right now, and they're just ahead of the testing, because isn't that the lesson from the Tour de France?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that was the lesson in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and then I believe the documentary was called Icarus.
Yeah.
But it was about the Soviet doping program.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, the Russian Federation is essentially banned still from sports because they had the most incredible organized system of like cracking into the uncrackable urine vials and putting other people's pee in there and, you know, fudging tests and getting proctors in there. It was almost like the college admissions scandal. Like they were doing the same thing.
Somebody else take the test for you.
My proctor will be there administering the test to your learning disabled child, and they will actually take the test for them.
Damn right
and your dum-dum will get a 1600.
I love it. And listen, that whole era, okay, comes back to one thing, though. Because the prices haven't gone down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's still $23 a beer, I want juiced athletes. I want to see a guy hit a home run off the space shuttle. It's $23. Yeah. So I'm with you. If they're going to go to the lengths they went to, and we're going to be charged the prices, then I think just anyone willing to do what they want. Isn't that what freedom is?
Yeah, but also, like, what about the athlete who can afford the mansion at high altitude in Spain? You know, what about the athlete who can sleep in a hyperbaric chamber? What about the athlete who has, like, the physiotherapists and the massage trainers and the meditators and the healers and the nutritionists that give them the advantage? Like, does all that go away?
Or just the really good escorts? I mean, nothing boosts morale.
No, it's like blowing off a little steam.
In more ways than one.
JFK in a presidential pool with a sea of interns.
And there it is.
All right. Well, you know, it's like I'll go and think about Barry Bonds all night in my own special way. Jimmy, I want to thank you for this because
Kennedy saves the syringe. This is a great episode.
And now I can't wait till someone hits 100 home runs in a season.
Oh, it's coming.
It will make baseball very exciting.
And I know, and we're all going to keep a straight face. Like, no, the guy just works out a lot. I mean, with the modern scouting, because that's what they did in the late 90s. They're like, no, everybody's just better now. The Yankees had a bat boy hit 48 home runs in 1997. I'm like, come on.
Bowflex.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, work out. These guys today with all the TikTok with fitness influencers, give me a break.
Jimmy, thank you so much for this. This has been Kennedy Saves the World, and we saved you from natural athletes never again, along with Jimmy Failla and Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.